Oh my goodness, it has been a crazy, crazy couple of days, or maybe just 24 hours, I guess, at this point. The Optimus bot is certainly at the top of all of our minds this Sunday evening, but there's plenty of other news and stuff that's going to be coming up this week. And this program, I wanted to get this program on. We do it every Sunday night where we talk about what's coming up next week in the financial world, and with regard to Tesla coming up in this coming week. So there's a Larry video that I just put up. I'm sorry. There is a Scott Walter video that I just put up where he takes the video that was just done. He takes it step by step and piece by piece. And I will put up a card right here for you to go check that out. My goal was to have that one out first and then this one out second, but there was internet problems and what a day. Okay. So this is Randy Kirk. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Please join Patreon or get yourself a Cybertruck. You can't get the real one, so you might as well get the bottle cap opener. All right, so let's talk about the other news besides Optimus right now. All right, Barron's AI Root, he's one of the writers, took a Model 3 on the road with FSD to see what all the fuss was about. Because it is Barron's, my favorite source, the result is fair from end to end, so to speak. Well, that's an Optimus joke in case you're not getting it. Okay. He pointed out that after a month and 1,000 miles, this is his quote, the best part about FSD is that it works most of the time in most situations. It makes life easier and driving safer as long as the human driver is ready to take over. Oh yeah, it doesn't get much better than that paragraph. And that's before it's 100% ready to go on V12. All right. He goes on to say, tracking FSD is its own interesting exercise. We found most drives are only a couple of miles, running errands or kids around. Then there are longer trips to grandma's or to an event. That's precisely the pattern for most people. He says the Model 3 completed most drives with 1 or 2 interventions at most. An early commute to the train never touched the wheel until hitting the parking lot. He said it's not perfect and that it might take quite a while to perfect it. That article has to help the perception. This is Barron's. They have they have an excellent reputation. This is the kind of third-party review that we want for FSD, but that I will really be looking forward to in terms of Cybertruck when it comes out. When I talk to you about third-party reviews, that's the kind of review I'm looking for. All right, so then the state of California, this is really, really interesting. A bill passed both houses that would have required a human driver in autonomous semi-trucks. This is California. Not sure how the nutty governor that we have in California figured out that this was really dumb, given the kinds of stuff he's signed recently, but he vetoed this one. I don't know. I know I'm going to stay in California. I love the weather. I'm not leaving. Anyway, some are now, this is a new story. Some are wondering if the economy can stand 4 simultaneous threats: oil prices, high interest rates, the UAW strike, and the payments starting up again on the student loans. Well, okay. While interest rates have increased rapidly, they are not even close to high by historic standards. Oil prices, they've gone up rapidly in the last 45 days, but they're not as high as they were last summer, not even in September. Student loan payments are only expected to affect retail by about 0.2%. In addition, another pundit put up, I don't remember who said this, but he said, in the very beginning, a lot of these students, these adults, a lot of them in their mid 40s and 50s, a lot of them won't have to start up right away again because the Biden administration gave them some kind of another opportunity to not pay interest for the next year or something, even if they miss payments. They'll pay interest, but it won't go on their credit report that they were late. So some people may not even start in October as planned. Then there's the UAW strike. Well, strike funds will buffer a lot of the expense, for the people who are on strike. There's not that many right now that are on strike. Actually, the total, and not that many have been laid off. So far, I would say, this is going to be a problem that it's going to cost the company some monies, but I don't think we're really, so I think none of them are as important as debt. And that is a long-term issue, not a short-term issue. It's not going to affect us in the next 3 months. Microsoft is placing a bet on nuclear energy from fusion. They're contracting with Helion for at least 50 megawatts of electricity beginning in 2027 from their new fusion nuclear reactor. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, what are these reports that are coming up this week? Yes, it's a huge week. Oh my goodness. So on Tuesday, nothing on Monday, absolutely nothing. On Tuesday, I'll be reporting first thing Tuesday morning. We'll have new home sales. They're not going to be very good. They're going to be down. We're going to have S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index. It is going to be, the street hasn't even made a guess on this. I'm going to say it's going to be slightly up, okay, because there's no inventory. Then we have consumer confidence at 10 o'clock that day, so I won't be able to report on that until until Wednesday. The street thinks that's going to stay about the same. It's a little bit over the break-even point at 106. The break-even is, of course, 100. And then we have one of the Fed governors, Governor Bowman, speaking at 1:30 on Tuesday. That's always useful. Then we have durable goods orders on Wednesday. That'll be before the bell, so I'll be able to report on it. Durable goods with and without transportation. Durable goods in general, they're expecting to be down again, and durable goods minus transportation to be flat, to be zero, to be no change, after being up substantially last month. Yeah, I got no call on that, but that's going to be very important. The folks will be looking at that in terms of, is the economy losing even more steam, or is it staying along pretty good? So that's going to be important stuff to see. On Thursday, then we have the initial jobless claims. Again, people are expecting those to stay about where they've been, and just over 200. And then the GDP revision, and folks are expecting that to be revised up from 2.1 last month to 2.3. Now, this is still second quarter that they're talking about. This is the revised version. Okay, and then a couple more Fed chairmen, Fed governors. Fed Chairman Powell speaks at 4 o'clock. Fed Governor Cook speaks. All right, the big day. So the whole week, we can see a lot of who knows what kind of activity going, as always, going both ways. But people are going to be nervous all week waiting for this PCE report. Now, there could be news in the meantime that will completely blow out what happens with the PCE. But the PCE people are very definitely looking forward to this. So personal income, the street is expecting that to be up 0.5%. Last month, it was up 0.2%. That would be a fairly strong personal income increase, but they're expecting personal spending to be up 0.5% also, but that'll be down from last month, which was up 0.8%. So personal spending being down would be, I guess, good for the Fed, bad for the stock market. Then you have the PCE index, the headline number. Last month, it was up 0.2%, which was fine. And they're expecting it to be, they don't know. They're not giving us a number. I'm hoping that it comes in at 0.2% or lower, but they're not giving us a number. Then you got the core. And last month, it was up 0.2%, which was fine. And they're expecting that to stay at 0.2%, and that would be good. And I would like to say, yes, I agree. I think it'll stay low. And if that happens, that'll be very, very good. And the stock market will applaud. And I think that'll cause a lot of people to relax going into the next week. Well, we'll see what happens on Friday, but going into the next week, maybe if they really come in at these numbers, I think we could see some relaxation. And then finally, the core PCE year over year. I think this is the least important because remember, this is always judging things based on what happened in that same month-to-month period the prior year. And lots of things can be completely different by now. Anyway, the street is saying that'll come down to 4.0 year over year from 4.2. I'd like to see that be even lower. I don't know. I've looked at the numbers. I think the 4.0 is possible, but it should be less than that. We'll see what happens. All right. Then we also have the trade balance in goods, trade balance in retail, advanced retail inventories. Advanced retail inventories, they're expecting to be flatlining, or flat, not flatline, but flat. In other words, no increase or decrease in retail or wholesale inventories. Last month, retail was up 0.2 and wholesale was down 0.2. Unless they're a lot bigger than those numbers in some direction, it is not going to affect the stock market on Friday. Chicago Business Barometer will be out. It's suggesting that that's going to show a downward trend again. So we've had the Philadelphia that was not, I think it was in New York that was strong. We had Philadelphia that was not strong. And now Chicago, they're saying, is also not going to be strong. Consumer sentiment. Now, this is another one that the Fed does look at. And this consumer sentiment number, they're saying will stay the same as last month at 67.7. I don't have a read on that, although consumer sentiment right now with oil prices going up as much as they have, gasoline prices going up dramatically. I guess it depends on what day they took this survey. If they took it 3 weeks ago or more, I would say it could stay the same. But if they took it more recently than that, the gasoline prices were already starting to go up. So we'll see. All right. So with that excellent review on FSD and Barron's and the new video out on Optimus, it will be really interesting to see how the market opens tomorrow for Tesla. Some are looking for bargain hunting in addition, because it was down on Friday. Even a short squeeze. I saw one particular guy that I kind of respect saying he kind of expects a short squeeze on Monday. Balancing those thoughts, though, is that PCE later in the week and continuing concerns about the number for Tesla on October 2nd. Truflation is out. It's still at 2.53. That has been flat for about 3 days. I mean, it moves, but it's been right around that 2.5 for 3 days now. The pre-market is up across all the indexes, including oil, including bonds. Last time I looked, could have changed since I looked, but neither is consequential. The amounts are not consequential, except they tease a little bit the direction for tomorrow. The direction for tomorrow would not be surprising to see bonds continuing up, would not be surprising at all to see oil continuing up, and would not be surprising at all to see the indexes kind of bouncing back something from last week's. Was not a great week. Okay, now don't forget to look at that video with Scott Walter. That's going to be, you're going to love that video. As always, he has tons of insight into what took place in that video that I know I didn't pick up on until Scott pointed out to me. And then, of course, I'll be here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:10, to talk about what's happening first thing in the morning. And then we'll have I have so many amazing episodes this week. Brian White will be back. Brian Wang will be back. Larry Goldberg will be back. They all have specific things right now that are, I mean, we're going to actually be talking about LK99 again, believe it or not. LK99 is not dead. And you're going to want to hear what Brian Wang has to say about that. He's actually attending a nuclear fusion conference this week. So I suspect he'll have something to say about fusion when we have that conversation as well. Larry Goldberg he's on the road, but he's got a very significant thing that he wants to talk about, and that will be probably Wednesday noon is when we're going to talk about that. So last thing I want to just say is, you know what? The information will be down there below. If you want to get your Cybertruck bottle opener and refrigerator magnet, I think you know all the details now. They're $25. If you want to buy 10, give me a note. We'll talk about a little better price on 10 or more. And if you're outside the country, don't forget to add your extra $20 for freight, no matter how many you buy. Also, remember, if you sign up at the $10 level on Patreon, and I've had a whole bunch of people signing up for Patreon, if we get you signed up at the $10 level, you get one of the Cybertruck bottle openers for free. Okay, well, hey, it's been a wild and crazy weekend for me with all these internet trouble today. But, you know, that's my problem, not your problem. For you all, it's just been great talking to you.